Hey guys, Mama and Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing out there? Um, Welcome back to my comic review. As always, it's always good to come on and show you what how did I feel about this week's comics or show like that. I apologize for the lateness for the books that came out last week, which was the 8th. Um, it was I got lazy. I'm on vacation now, so it's just like, I could just really chill, things like that. So, I apologize for that. But I'm here to review the books that came out for the 8th, and I'm forgetting one book. Sorry. Um, and also, I'm here to review a book that came out a prior week to the first beginning of the DC Rebirth that people kept saying, Chris, dude, I recommend you gotta read it. Give it another chance. Trust me, you'll love it. And I did. And I'm here to talk about it as well. But I got some DC, a lot of DC, guys. Got a lot of DC once again. Um, you probably been seeing my DC haul has been was a little bit light. But now I'm got it back up. Got to Marvel and two indies, both from Dynamite. But let's start off with DC, okay? And the first one is a book that came out last week or so. I believe it was last week or so. And that's the Green Arrow Rebirth, #1, Ben Percy and Schmidt. First of all, to everybody out there that was recommending me to read this bad boy, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm messing with you guys. No, thank you very much. This was great. This gave me a lot of hope and reminder of old school Green Arrow. Now, I'm not the biggest Ben Percy fan. You guys saw him. If you on my main, you follow me on my main channel as well, and you saw me talk about the Rebirth books and all that stuff. What's going to be on my poll? I said this is not going on because Ben Percy. I'm not dealing with any more of that supernatural stuff with Arrow. But this was good. I really wish he was back in Star City and not still in Seattle. No disrespect to Seattle, but this gave me great. This was great. This felt like old school Green Arrow, and the chemistry between him and Dinah. Oh, more chemistry and indication of old school Green Arrow and Black Canary. Basically, people are going missing in Seattle. More importantly, homeless people, more of the homeless, and Ollie investigated, and of course he and Dinah are kind of like getting to know each other, and you know, but the individuals who are stealing these people, I'm not gonna lie, they look like old school Nosferatu, and I'm just like, and when I saw that, I'm like, Percy, don't start with the supernatural bullshit again. Green Arrow does not need to be doing supernatural stuff. Keep him with the street level, crime bosses, all that other stuff. He's supposed to be the everyday hero, the hero that looks out for the little guys and things like that. Keep him that. But other than that, this was great. I loved it. So thank you very much to everybody who recommended me to pick this up. And I can tell you right now, yes, Green Arrow is going on my poll. As long as it stays like that, I'm good. Let's move on to the books for last week, the 8th. We'll kick it off with Action Comics number 957. Dan Jerkins. Ugh, good stuff. And Patrick Zirch. I always liked his artwork. This was good. Very good beginning. Very good setup into why pre-52 Superman takes on the role, because let's be honest, he does not want Luthor. And, him and Lois are literally saying, like, we know how Luthor was on our world, but we don't know how Luthor, we dug all into him we dug all into his past, his financials, and we found nothing. But come on, Clark says to Lois, come on, you know damn well he's hiding something. And come on, would you really want Luthor wielding, having the House of L on a robotic suit and thinking he's Superman? I don't think so. So Clark comes there and confronts him, and it's just like, it's go time. I was really enjoying that. But then there's something Mr. Jurgen does, and I'm just like, wait, what? Whoa, okay, where's this going? But then it's that fucking ending, and I'm just like, yeah. Somebody's taking lessons from Mr. Mr. Peter David. That was good. Adventures Supergirl #3. This was okay. This wasn't as better as the last issue. I thought the second issue was way better. But in this, Kara's dealing with an individual who attacks your from you in your subconscious, gets in your dreams and everything like that. It was fine. We find out that maybe she's not as bad as you think she is. And I've seen storytelling like this before, but it was not bad. Wasn't as better than the second issue, but not bad. Not bad at all. Let's move on to Aquaman Rebirth. Dan Abnett, Eaton, just Jamez. Uh, Eaton's artwork. I've always liked Eaton's artwork. Good stuff. Um, the storytelling. This was pretty good. Once again, the world, looking through the eyes of the world, as well as the people that are surrounded around Arthur. How do they see him? Arthur. The world looks at him as being like, he's this, he's that, but he's the only one that almost like can walk in both worlds. He's human, but he's also Atlantean. His men, the people that his royal guards, they kind of don't like the fact that he fights almost his own people. And I love how Mira basically, like, literally is telling them, like, look, they're terrorists no matter what. We have to deal with it. And I'm just like, yeah, like, stop being so prejudiced, you pricks. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Atlantean or Plutonian or whatever. If you got fellow members of your people that are doing things, bodily harm, trying to kill people, you got to stop them. And I like that they basically was that. But it was good nonetheless. My favorite part, of course, is Mira and Arthur eating clam chowder. I was just like, oh, so there it was. After hearing the press conference about it, I was like that. Mr. Abnett did a good job, but however, I need to get this off my chest, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't be me if I didn't keep it real with you guys, right? I'm not the biggest fan of writers who sign exclusive to one company, especially a major company. I've never been that, and as you probably all know, Mr. Abnett has signed the exclusive with DC now. I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm just like, you know, man, it's anytime a writer does that, it's almost like a stab in the heart to me, because then it is like I start losing hope of maybe this writer will come over here, and maybe this writer will come over there, and maybe this writer will be able to write this character. And it's like, it's like a stab in it, like somebody just, like just stabbing me because I like him. Is he one of my favorite writers? Yeah, he's up there. He's up there as one of my favorite writers. I love his writing, and wherever he goes, I try to read. You know, I loved his Guardians of the Galaxy run. Come on, his Guardians of the Galaxy run. I was loving his what he was doing with Hercules. I was just like, ah, and you know, it's. I mean, he's still doing Hercules now for Civil War, but it's like after that, that's probably it, and it's just like, ugh, you know, you give me a character, name me something he's done, and I'll probably tell you if I liked it or hated it. Um, it's just kind of sad, but I wish him nothing but the best with Aquaman and with DC. No hateful words. It's just I wish nothing but the best for him. Hello. Hey, Dad. Hey. No, everything good. I should be coming because I got a call from from my job and everything. Like once I got the number, once everything goes through, should be good. Yeah, they gonna let me back in. Mm-hmm. All right, Dad. Yep. All right, Dad. Mm-hmm. But okay. My apologies for that, guys. My dad called me. Always good to hear from my dad. So, I apologize for that. Didn't mean to take that much time and answer that phone, but you know, that's my dad. I love my dad, so of course I'm gonna answer the phone and instead of let the answer machine take it up. So I apologize for that. So yeah, I said my piece on that. Like I said, nothing against Mr. Landon. I mean Abbott, excuse me. Just I'm not a big fan of that stuff, guys. You know, that's the thing. I'm not the biggest, you know. But I let's move on. Let's move on to Detective Comics number 934. Yeah. For anybody who's been collecting Detective Comics all the way up to this number here, the Omni Geek High Lord of New York has respect for you. Because like I said, for me with Batman, I was always just the self-titled stuff. You know, I was just Batman. That's all I collected, not detectives. But um, but yeah, anybody who's from one all the way up to now, respect. Uh, put some respect on. No, I'm just messing. You got. No. This was good. This was a good setup of why this team is put together. That's pretty much all this was. It was just introduction of to why this team is put together. We get to see Azrael. He nearly gets beat down. Azel he gets beat down, and Batman comes to investigate, and Azel tells him he's asks who did this. Azel tells him, I'm not going to spoil that for you, but of course, Bruce is starting to kind of, I guess, to realize that he needs some help. You know, he needs some help, and right now, you know, he doesn't want to really put Duke Thomas out there, right there, and I don't know if I want to call him Bat Bee or Bat Bumblebee or. I'm not really feeling Duke's costume. They could have went something better than yellow and black, but um, in this was interesting. The biggest thing is finding out once again for me, being having my knowledge of a lot of things in terms of comics and things. I had to really go back and realize was it true. And I'm gonna spoil this for you guys. In this, Bruce and Batwoman are blood related. They're blood related. So, and I'm just like, wait, is that for real? Is that legit? And when I had to go back, when he mentioned his mom, I'm just like, okay, I gotta go back and look. What was Martha's maiden name before she became a Wayne? I'm like, it said Kane. They're cousins. I was like, oh. And I thought that was really cool that Katie, it was almost like Katie knew that Bruce was Batman, but she never, she just wanted him to reveal it to her. Like, and I love that when he revealed he said to her, she even said, Bruce, I've been waiting for a long time for you to do that. Like, and I'm just like, we're blood. And I'm just like, see, Bruce, you still got some family out there. You're not alone. You're not alone. So I'm just like, all right. But other than that, a good introduction. Nothing really big or, oh my God. It's just more like this is just the introductory issue to why this team is put together. Why this team. That's pretty much it. Let's move on to Flash Rebirth. Williamson does a good job. I'm not, no disrespect, but I'm not feeling the artwork in this. I'm not. But this is just Barry trying to put everything that he's been gaining since Rebirth, since that Rebirth big one shot, trying to use his to figure out what is going on, even with a little help from Batman. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I like this stuff with Barry and pre-52 Wally, things like that. I thought that was fine. Explaining why he needs to get rid of that costume. Like, I love how Barry just said, "You're not Kid Flash anymore." Basically, I'm saying you're not a young man. You're not Kid Flash anymore. You're not a young man. You're not a little boy anymore. You're a grown man. So, and personally, Wally's new costume is dope to me. I love it. But this was cool. All right, let's move on to yeah, I picked it up, guys. Wacky Raceland. Potak and Mancho. All right, basically, guys, what this is taking the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoon Wacky Racers, throwing in Mad Max, stirring that son bitch up, and this is what you get right here. So all those characters, Peter Perfect, Dick Dashley, Penelope Pitstop, the Slag Brothers, the Ant Hill Mob Gang, all that switched up, facelift, big time. Oh my God, the word wacky has a whole new meaning in this bad boy right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something right now. You talk about, you look at this and you look at Dick Dashley and Muttley. Fuck, it's like they're not the same. I'm not. When I was reading this, I was not hearing Muttley going, with that laugh, no, 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 no. I was here, yo, what the fuck? Like, probably my favorite is Penelope Pitstop in this. She ain't the damsel and, help and shit like that. And then, she's a bad chick in this. I was like, yo, um, this was good storytelling. The way they tell it is they tell it from current setting, and then they tell it prior to what's going on now in this and why the races are going on. But very, very interesting storytelling that really, I kind of looked at this when I saw this. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up. But you know what? I was like, what the hell? Give it a shot. Something was pinching me in the back of my neck. Try it. Try it. And I did. I liked it. I was just like, okay, this ain't the same. This ain't when did Wacky Races come out? 70s or so? So I wasn't born yet, but uh this was good. This was good. The artwork was solid. Love the artwork. Artwork was beautiful. But I'm telling you right now, major facelifts and major serious attitude. That was good. That was really good. I enjoyed that very much. Let's move on to Wonder Woman Rebirth number 1. Greg fucking Rucka. Go. Oh my God. It is great to see you back with Diana, sir. Let me say that once again. I never thought I'd say this again. Never thought I'd say it again, but it is great to see you back with Diana. This was good. This was a good beginning to where Mr. Roca and that Aussie that I love, Nicola Scott, is going to be taking Diana. Stripping away is everything that's been going on in her life. What's real? What's not real? What's a lie? What's fiction? What's nonfiction? What's fact? What's, just all that. And I loved it. I loved how she stripped away everything. Was just like, I love how she literally, I'm going to spoil a little bit. I'm not going to spoil too much. But what she did, she literally put the lasso on her own, so wrapped it around her and was like, tell me the truth about myself. And that was great. This was great. Mr. Roca, sir, I loved your first freaking run with Diana. I'm a big fan of yours. You know that. And I'm ready for what's coming with this. Goddamn, it was good. That was great. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's move on to Marvel, guys. I have, let's see how many Marvel books I got. I got 7 Marvel for you guys. Let's start off with the all-new X-Men, number 10, Hopeless Bagley, another one of my favorite artists. This is still continuing. Apocalypse War. Evan met himself, and seeing what Unsabanor was like prior to him becoming Apocalypse, everything like that. And it's like a eye opener for Evan. And what's going on with Hank? Not so good. That's pretty much what was going on in this. That's pretty much it. Nothing really humongously big. Just but you feel for Hank in this for sure. You're just like, somebody got to do something for Hank. He gonna die, And if he dies, you know what happens to present Hank. This was good. This was not bad. All right, we move on to Civil War. Amazing Spider-Man. Christos Gage writes this. I'm forgetting the artist, but I got the variant cover of this. This is the one of 2 of the miniseries that I will be reading in Civil War. And this was good. First of all, it's just good to see someone else writing Spider-Man besides Slott. But it was good. Basically, Peter has taken kind of an interest in Ulysses, the new Inhuman who can predict the future. And Peter comes in and brings him in and tells him the Inhumans bring him and tell him things like that, like spend some time with him. And Peter spending time with him, he's telling him like, look, given that whole responsibility talk, and this is the Peter that I want to see. He's being a mentor. I like that. Let me say that once again so Slott can hear that. Get the fucking wax out of here. Slott, Peter being a mentor to a young man That's the shit that I want. Not some measuring dick contest with another fellow hero. This felt like the Peter that I was looking for. Um, Peter with Evan, and Evan, he's showing him around Parker Industries, the New York branch, and introducing him to Harry and people like that, and Evan telling them, oh, you got to do this. There's a guy, he's gonna shoot somebody, and it comes true. It's really true. This guy, Peter, stops this guy who had his ex-wife had a restraining order against him. He busted into her apartment, and he was gonna shoot her and her fiance, but he didn't. Thanks to Peter, and Peter's starting to realize, like, maybe, he's right. This guy, he's got potential to be good. Even though he even says it, not all my predictions come true, but hey, uh, probably the funniest thing that I thought was funny is that Peter comes in and he's just like, oh, I'm so jet lagged. I, I'm going from city to city. Sometimes I'm going from Shanghai to New York, back wherever. And I'm tired. So he goes. He's about to go, and then Johnny Storm is in his bed, and he's like, it's like, what the fuck, Johnny? Like, and not only is Johnny in his bed, Johnny's fucking naked in his bed. He's like, what the fuck? You're naked in my bed? Like, he's like, hey, you said I can crash here anytime I want. Besides, remember, I used to live here, and he's like, but you got no clothes on. He's like, I'm a natural nudist, basically. A naturalist. Like, I sleep naked, and it's that shit had me laughing. But it was just almost classic Johnny and Peter vibes that just gave me, Marvel, just give the damn book to Christos Gage. He seems to know, he seems to got a feel for this new status quo for Peter. Being a mentor, things like that. Still keeping that comedy of Peter, but it's good stuff. But it's the ending that really was good. What Ulysses tells about Peter, that he says one of your employees, you're gonna fight him, and Peter thinks it's Harry, and he's just like, oh, Harry, you come so far. But then Ulysses says, no, it's not Harry, it's another, and I won't spoil who that is. This was good. Let's move on to Civil War, Gods of War. Yeah, Abinant. Yeah, this is the other series I'm reading. This is with Hercules. Hercules is still dealing with the uprising storm that's coming, and you see Herc in a bar, and I'm just like, don't drink, please. He's in a bar, and who shows up? His old friend Amadeus Cho, and we find out Herc does not drink. He says, I come in here, and it's almost like a test. It's like going back to my 12 labors. I have them pour a drink, and I see if I'm going to drink it. He hasn't touched it. And Amadeus shows him, like, yeah, well, now I'm a Hulk now, so, and everything like that. And, Amadeus, Herc goes on about how he worked with Bruce and everything like that. And, he's still kind of on the rebound about, none of the fellow heroes see me as what they should see him as, almost like their inspiration. He's the first hero. But they don't. They see him, and that's sad, But Abnett does a good job writing this, and we get to see where Herc was when the big celestial being came and everything like that, and what he was doing. But we see that Herc needs to put together a team to deal with the uprising, and he goes old school, and I love it. He's bringing back those old school mythological heroes to help him, and I love how some of his friends are going down the list, like, oh, cool, you're gonna get Achilles? No, he's too bloodthirsty. No. Oh, how about Arthur? No, he's still asleep. King Arthur, and he's like, really? He's still asleep? And things like that. But this is fun. It makes me wonder where they're gonna go with this. But if this is Mr. Avedon's last hoorah, with Hercules, just give it to me, sir, because I'm a big fan of Herc. I really am. Especially, not a big fan of DC's Herc, But Marvel's Herc, yes. And the mythological hero of Hercules, yes. All right, let's move on to Daredevil number 8. Charles Soule and Suzaka. I hope I'm Suzaka. I think I'm saying your name right. This is a new story, Blind Man's Bluff. So, Matt gambling and like one of those like blackjack contests, like professional blackjack competition, and he's dealing with individual known as Apex that he's cheating, and well, Matt's kind of doing it too, but he's cheating because he's a telepath. He can see into your mind and he can see through your eyes to see what cards you have, and you see this great mind battle going on between Matt and this villain, this guy. What Matt's doing, interpretation of how he's fighting it. Matt goes into detail about how Stick and other teachers have taught him how to deal with telepaths and things like that. And what was interesting about it, I thought, okay, this was going to be, we were going to get maybe an indication of what's this deal that went down with Matt and how nobody seems to know who he is anymore and things like that, but we didn't. I think Charles, Mr. Soule, you knew what you were doing with that one because that's probably the rise that you were getting out of most of your readers. You probably was figuring that, okay, this is probably where we're going to maybe get a little bit of an indication of okay, this deal. And I liked that. I thought that was kind of good because I said to myself, yeah, that would have been too easy. But this was a good start, but the ending is really that. It was like, yes, a story between the old friends again. Yeah. Peter and Matt. It is always good to see Pete and Matt together. Let's do it. Let's move on to Guardians of the Galaxy number 9, Bendis. All right. This is the story between once again with this is with Gamora and Drax, and them dealing with the Chitauri, and they break into the prison, and they're here to free somebody. They keep saying, "Where is she? Where is she?" And we see we Gamora gets captured, and the Chitauri are telling her like what we're gonna do. Like the Shi'ar and the Skrull Empire are kind of been crumbled. It's only a matter of time before now we could take over. We'll deal with Spartax. We'll deal with the Shi'ar and everything like that. And then we're gonna do what the galaxy should have done a long time, is wipe that mud bowl of a planet Earth off the galaxy map. And it's just like, oh, shit, like they really, this motherfucker really going in, y'all. But once again, then Gamora once again keeps saying, "Where is she?" And I'm just like, what is going on? What are they talking about? Who's she talking about? And we see Gamora use the last of her powers. I guess the last of the power she got from the Black Vortex. Before that was it. She can't use it no more. And we get to see exactly who they are talking about. And even though this book has been out a week, I don't want to spoil who it is. No, I don't want to spoil who it is. But it's somebody that Bendis used before, and this character was a member of the Guardians. So it's good to see that this character is being used. I'll give you a hint. It is a female. She has another famous sibling, and I can't tell you. She's a redhead. I shouldn't have said that one. Oh well, you know who it is, right, guys? Come on. All right, New Avengers. Ewan, thank you for having a better artist on this. Medina, good artwork. Um, New Avengers 12. First of all, this shit doesn't happen. But this was kind of weird because it would seem that some of the members, it kind of goes in between what was going down in the first Civil War 0 or 1 or one of them 0, I believe. I love the interaction between mom and son, and hearing Wiccan call Wanda mom. I was just like, yeah, I loved it. I loved it. You know, I thought that was great. But other than that, it's still dealing with Maria. God, you know, if there's somebody I want to see die, okay, you know, you want to kill somebody off for me, Marvel, kill Maria Hill off. I did it in my world. You know, kill her off. I'm getting sick of her. I'm tired of Maria Hill, comic Maria Hill. You know, I'm tired. This, excuse my language. This bitch gets on my fucking nerves. I'm getting tired. I want somebody to just put a bullet right in her. Just die. You know, I'm sick of her. Like I'm dead serious. But other than that, you know, this is all right. Especially what's going on with LMD, Dum Dum Dugan, and things like that, and Dan Garrett. But other than that, yeah, this is all right. But yeah, Marvel, you want to kill somebody off? Kill Maria Hill off. So Sharon Carter could get promoted to head of Shield, and Maria go sleep with the fishes. You know, I don't wish death on a lot of characters, but she's one of them. I can't stand Maria Hill. Fucking bitch, man. I can't stand her. All right, and we ending the Marvel books with Thunderbolts #2. Zub and Marlene. Uh, that first issue, I forgot to review that, but that first issue, what a cliffhanger! You got the sentient cosmic cube, uh, Cubit, yeah, Cubit, I believe that's her name, who literally ripped the sun, you know, that stone out of Moonstone, and it's just going, yeah, I'm the new leader, and it picks up right where that she is dying, and you know, Bucky's like, what did you do? You know, that's not, you know, you nearly killed her and everything like that, and you know, he's kind of scolding this girl, but you know, it was just like, it's like, this ain't no joke. You're killing her, you know. And she's like, no, you got to listen to me. I'm the leader and everything. And it's just like, I'm like, you cute and everything, but you just killed somebody, little girl. Like, you know, and I like how this you know, Bucky's kind of take on this big father role with her. You know, I mean, I ain't the biggest fan of Moonstone either. You know, she another one that can, you know, get slapped the fuck down if it was up to me. But still, you know, it was interesting. Um, but they're dealing with these eggs and, you know, these creatures and everything like that. It was Atlas in this was pretty funny, you know. And Mach 10 now, you know, now he's you know, former Beetle now is Mach 10 now. He's, you know, I like his new armor. It's pretty cool. And Fixer and everything like that. But it's the ending. After they think, okay, mission accomplished, who they got to deal with next. I'll give you a clue. She is part of the royal family. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Dynamite, and we move on to Gold Key Alliance #3. I believe this is just a mini. Phil Hester and Brent Peebles. I believe I'm saying your name right. We got kind of different things. We got uh we got we got uh we got we got uh Torok dealing with a loss. We got Doctor Solar Doctor Solar showcasing her powers. We got Magnus dealing with the um robot uprising. So different stories in there, but all of them seem to lead to one individual that is going to connect them all together. And that's where I was interesting about it as well. Who is that individual? Dr. Spectre. And I was just like, all right. But this was interesting. Mr. Hester does a good job. I love the Torah part was really, I was very interesting. Come on, you guys know me. But other than that, it was okay. But I think this is a mini. I believe this is only a 6-part mini, but this was good. We move on to Xena, number 3. Guinevere Valentine, Ariel Mendel. Xena, Gabrielle, and some of the other harpies that they're working with go undercover in this casino or so, and you know, doing this, doing that. Probably the biggest thing, and when they are in some trouble, they get a little help from somebody. Who they get help from? I'm gonna spoil it for you. Ares. Yeah, it was good to see Ares. So at least we get to see somebody from their past. Ares in there, and he's still donning his short hairstyle that the late Kevin Smith, who played Ares in the show. He had the short hairstyle later on, but he's not a god anymore. He's mortal. Um, but it was really good to see. And I say late Kevin Smith because the actor who played Ares in Hercules and Xena, he passed away a while ago. I think in 2006 or 5 or a long time ago. But yeah, that was probably the biggest thing about this. It's not that I'm hating this. It's just that I'm not. I feel that they chose the wrong period of Xena to take where these stories take place. I really think they took just the wrong time, because like I said, and I'm not the only one that says this, but we're probably never going to see Joxer and we probably could see Callisto. No, we can't because she's no longer she's an angel now in this. Yeah, but Hercules, Aeolus, Autolycus, Cleopatra, all those characters, things like that. This was fine. Probably the biggest thing for me was just seeing Ares. It was just like, all right, that was good, but it was okay, not bad. Okay, guys, that is it. I ran my mouth up. Once again, I apologize for my getting a phone call, and it's my dad, family, blood. Okay, but thank you guys for watching. I will get started on the books that came out for this week, and I'll probably have that review up probably this Sunday or so. I'm gonna try to get that up. But other than that, guys, Marvin Kid saying peace and love. Stay tuned. Keep it real, guys. I hope you guys are loving and enjoying E3. Spidey's coming back to the video games. Yeah. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Later.